Chief's innocence, about Chief's innocence, about the modern day Christ, right? Let's talk about it. Now, first, I want to talk about the plea deals, right? The state of Georgia offered Chief 2 plea deals. Now, let me ask y'all a pivotal question. Let me ask anybody in here with common sense. Let me ask y'all a pivotal question. If you are confident in yourself that somebody committed a heinous crime, it don't matter what type of crime it is, why would you choose to drop a charge, or why would you choose to offer a plea deal that's lesser than the charge that you were going to give before? Does that make sense? This is what we got to ask ourselves, because it's a lot of inconsistencies. It's a lot of lack of evidence. And the fact that the court decided to give Chief 2 plea deals shows that he's innocent. It proves his innocence. You will never give innocence or plea deals to anybody that you know for a fact is guilty. That's why they call it nolle prosse, nolle prosequi. I know y'all seen the documents. I can show you all the documents. We have the original copy of the first plea deal that they gave Chief in DeKalb County. If you look at this document, the first charge is rape, the R word. They decided to go nolle prosse or nolle prosequi with that charge. Now, what does that mean? If you don't know what nolle prosse means, nolle prosse simply means that the state decided not to prosecute or go further with the rape charge. That's what nolle prosse means. So they was deciding or was choosing to drop the charge in order for Chief to take what? 7 years. That was the first plea deal. The first plea deal was them choosing to offer Chief nolle prosse with the rape charge in exchange for 7 years with false imprisonment. That was denied. That was declined. Then they gave Chief a second plea deal. Now, mind you, if you have sufficient amount of evidence that this person used heinous acts and committed a heinous crime, then you're going to go full-fledged on a conviction. You'll never have a plea deal ready for somebody that you know hands down is guilty of a heinous crime. You're going to go full-fledged on a conviction. This is what the state do. Go do your research on states and rape cases and how they pursue cases that they truly have evidence and sufficient amount of evidence that that person did that. Go see how they operate with it. They go full-fledged with the conviction. Why are they not doing that with Chief? Why are they deciding to go with 2 plea deals? Because they lack evidence. Because the evidence that they have cannot stand on its own. That's why they had to use manipulation and coercion and all this other shit just to get a conviction. But we not paying attention to that. That's why I say I want to ask y'all a pivotal question. If you was confident that somebody was guilty of a heinous crime, why would you choose to drop the charge or offer them a plea deal that's lesser than the charge that was already given? Because there's a lack of evidence. Understand that with plea deals are like, it's not an agreement. It's you basically saying, here, this basically them saying, here, I'm going to give you these 2 options. You pick from one of these. And Chief declined both options. The second plea deal, they tried to offer Chief 30 years. So for him to serve 10 to 20 years for aggravated battery. But understand this. Y'all was just trying to get him for a rape charge. But the first plea deal, y'all was trying to give him 7 years for false imprisonment. That charge is an unrelated charge to the rape. How are you trying to offer somebody a plea deal with the unrelated charge? That right there itself shows that Chief is innocent, that they lacked evidence. This is a whole setup, y'all. This is a whole setup. Anybody with a clear mind and common sense can see that Chief was set up. Clearly. Just go look at the documents. You don't offer somebody that's guilty for a heinous crime a plea deal. You don't do it. That's misconduct. That's not intelligent on behalf of a prosecutor or anybody that work in the state for that matter. You see what I'm saying? You see how all of this was a setup? Understand this, Reflection. Understand that they gave Chief 2 plea deals, and guess what Chief did? He declined them both. He stood on truth. He stood on principle, morals and principles. And this is what we not doing. And this is why Chief is the Messiah. This is why Chief is the King of Kings, the Lord of all lords, and the God of all gods. Because he is the only one, the only black teacher, the only teacher ever in humanity in our time to do what he's doing. And we know that there's a whole system in place to stop the rise of a black messiah, to stop the rise of a black leader, a phenomenon that would come to free the minds and the psyches of God's people and God's children. This is what's going on. This is our messiah that we're talking about here. And y'all make sure y'all donate, support Chief, support our king. This is a test to humanity. You cannot imprison God. You cannot put God in jail. The Babylon's arms are too short to box with God. Too short to box with God. Chief is the way, the truth, and the light. Pyramid. And the light will always expose the lies. This system is a lie. The state's conviction is a lie. They built a whole case, a malicious case built on lies, built on insufficient evidence. It's holes all throughout the case. And this is why Chief is free. This is why 3 is free. This is why we don't say free 3, because we don't believe in the witchcraft that they casted. We don't believe in those spells. Those spells hold no weight over here because we infinite beings. We're royal beings. Chief is really a chief. He's really a king. And this is what reality is coming to the understanding of. Y'all coming to the understanding that Chief is the Messiah for black people. He came to his own people. His own people saw him not. Is that not what's going on? He was persecuted by his own people and sent over to the powers that be. But this is what happens. This is a part of the script. This is all part of God's plan. This is all the part of Chief's dream, man. Chief is the dreamer. This is a test for humanity to see who really believes in God, who really is going to stand up for justice and real righteousness. Not for Babylon, not who gonna go work to pay their taxes, not who gonna go work to pay their fucking tags on their car, to go pay their car note. No, this is a real fucking spiritual war going on. And it's right in your face. They say it won't be televised, but you projecting it right into your reality, Reflection. Y'all keep saying that this and this and about jail. No, humanity. We are out here. We are in jail. We think that we free because we can go to school and we can go have sex freely. We can go eat food and go to the grocery store. We can go to the bank. We can make money. We are in prison. We are in jail. You go to the grocery store to go get commissary. If you don't go get money, which is slavery, you can't have any home. You can't have any light. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Understand this, Reflection. Understand that this is all divinely orchestrated for black people to understand and come back to God. Chief is bringing us back to God. He is our Messiah. He is our leader. He is our king. And y'all gonna understand this. Chinese people got a guru and a leader. White people got their motherfucking president. Black people, the only people that don't have their leader and our leaders because we hate ourselves. Because we got problem with authority. Because we want to be like our oppressor. Because we got Stockholm syndrome. Chief not separate from you. You are Chief. Chief is you. If Chief is in isolation, we in isolation. And matter of fact, peep this. Dig this. Our connection to our Chief is our source. He is our connection to the Creator, to God. He is God in human form. Without our connection to our source, the Messiah, we are disconnected from what is. This leaves us in darkness. The white man, the European, the lower self has not given us sufficient evidence of what reality is. We have unfulfilled information. So we're running off of unfulfilled information, which is lies and misinformation, and that's keeping us encased in darkness. We already live in darkness, but the lies that we are perpetuating is keeping us in that darkness. And we need a light to enlighten us through that darkness, and Chief is that light. Chief is that light. And the unfulfilled information that you get from Babylon is not going to get you over that hump. Pyramid. Chief is the way, the truth, and the light. This is the time. This is the time of God's people awakening to truth, awakening and going back to God, going back to what is, getting back into it, understanding that we are all pieces of what is. And Chief has been the being and the beacon of light, the embodiment of the source information that has come here to give that information to us, to give us grace. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? We have a messenger in the form of a beautiful black man to come give us grace, to get us out of our slumber and out of our unconscious state, out of our ignorance and out of our self-hate. 3 is free, man. And this shit right here goes to prove Chief's innocent, man. The plea deals, man. Go look on Eligio Bishop malicious prosecution YouTube page. All the evidence that you need to see is on there. We have a plethora of information proving Chief's innocence. You feel me? Go do your research. Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. A lot of y'all taking the negative narratives off the internet and running with it. But understand this: when you transition, when you so-called die, you're going to project to you by your subconscious mind whoever you believed that was God or Christ, and that entity is going to project to you and tell you the truth, and it's going to tell you that Chief was the Messiah. Chief was the modern day Christ, the God in human form, to help you and save your mind from your ignorance, from your own stupidity and mental retardation. And you're gonna be like, damn, I was already told. The word was spoken on all four corners of the earth. I watched this divine being be publicly crucified for his character and for his teachings, and I did nothing. And for you not to do nothing is just like you fucking stoning them. You feel me? So that's the message for y'all, man. I wanted to break that down for y'all, man. 3 is free. Chief is innocent. You don't offer plea deals to people that are guilty. You don't do it. You don't do it, Reflection. Let's have common sense. Let's have common sense. And I appreciate all the love and the hate in the comments, because you have to be judged for what you say and what you put out. I'm only gonna put out love, and that's what Chief teaches us. We put out love, and that's it. And then we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that on love, right? Chief is the light. He is the way, the truth, and the light. And the light always exposes the lies. Babylon is built up off of lies. Y'all live in lies. The lower self lives in lies. But y'all okay with shucking and jiving for a paycheck that's for the job that's agenda is to kill and destroy the very thing that's sustaining your life. You go to work for Walmart, but what's the agenda and the objective of Walmart? Their agenda is to go steal, kill, and destroy and pillage and rape nature for its natural resources and sell them to nature, which is human beings. Is not, come on, the charges that the state put on Chief are a projection of their shadows. Understand that we live in the mind of our oppressor. The Caucasian is a rapist. They go to different villages and different tribes and communities and steal culture and rape their women and rape the men and rape the children and rape everything about the land. They're projecting their shadows and their debilitations onto Chief. But it's okay. And this is why they say Jesus died for everybody's sins. No, you know what? Chief stood on business and stood on truth for the sins of our lower self. Of our lower self. Yeah. Yeah, he took that to the chin. Oh, y'all said I did that? Okay. I'll see y'all in the end. I love y'all. I'm not mad at y'all. I didn't do it. Y'all know that. And that's the love and compassion that Chief, and that's why he's Christ. And that's why he's Christ. To take a licking and keep on ticking. To watch the bullshit, the fuckery, the betrayal, the backstabbing, all that happen and still show love, because that's what Christ would do. That's what Christ would do. It is okay. It's all well. 3 is free. I'm just passionate about it because this is what we're going through in our modern day times. We talk about the Bible and everybody talk about they believe in God and believe in Jesus and believe in Christ. But the modern day Christ is here right now. What's the one dude from the one dude from Atlanta? His name like 144 Taj or some shit. He was the homeless dude rapping and shit. They recorded him rapping, but he like, if Jesus was a homeless man, would you you feel me? Would you take care of the nigga? If Christ was to come here in modern day time, would you support Christ? Would you believe in Christ? Would you walk with Christ? Go look up in the Bible what it would mean and what it would look like for you to follow Christ. Because remember, Christ wasn't loved and liked by everybody like y'all love and like Christ now. Christ here right now, and y'all hate Christ. Y'all hate yourselves. Y'all hate the truth. The lower self hates the truth. Babylon hates the truth. The real Christ is hated. He hated by the government. He hated by the powers that be. He hated by the status quo. And that's why you see them, after Chief after he declined both plea deals, what they do? They decided to take revenge and be malicious and sentence him to life plus 10 years consecutively without a chance of parole. But that's bad witchcraft. We don't believe in that. But they did that out of spite. Just because he wouldn't do what they said they wanted him to do. Just because he wouldn't take this plea deal, oh, we're going to give you life. We're going to kill you because you don't want to take this deal. Why the fuck would why would anybody in their right mind take a plea deal for something as serious as that, especially when you didn't do it? Respect to my king. We should all be showing respect and honor to my chief. Respect and honor to our king, the God of all gods, because he stood on business. He stood on truth. He stood on what was right. You ain't see nobody else in Babylon doing this. Chief trial was going on during the Young Thug trial, during the Diddy trial, during the Tory Lanez trial. It was so many cases of black men celebrity cases going on at the time of Chief's trial. Why was Chief trial up with all the celebrities? Because Chief is the main character of the dream. Because Chief is the dreamer. But guess what? What stands out with Chief's situation than everybody else was that this. Chief didn't take no plea. He stood on the 10 toes. He stood on truth. He stood on what he said he was. And that's that. And that's the difference between any of these false prophets out here. Chief, the real one. He really him. He's standing on what he's talking about. He's standing on nature. He's standing on Mayat. And this, he's a living example as to what it's going to look like for us to have to stand on Mayat and bear our unk, which is our generational curses, and be stoned and hated while speaking the truth. Living example. Greatest example that we can have. But we don't understand ourselves, so we don't understand it when we see the light in somebody else. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. So we know what this is, y'all. We know what this is. This is all a part of the script. But y'all say y'all love Christ. Christ here today. Y'all don't love Christ. Y'all not worshiping Christ. Y'all not bowing to Christ. Why not? That sounds like hypocrisy to me. That's what it's called. Hypocrisy. No, the things that the European system that we are up under are shameful. And it's a reflection of our lower self and our lower ways. And Chief is a catalyst to show that to us, man. We should be honored to have somebody show us our generational curses and our shadows. Because the white man not showing you how to do shadow work. The white man not showing you how to go live in tune with your natural environment. They hiding information from you. Your information, your God-given information is being hidden from you. You should thank God. You should thank Mother Lucia, the great grandmother that we have Chief to give us that information and bring that information back to the black community, back to the black demographic. No, the powers that be abuse their power, and Chief has been sent as a grace and as a savior for us to change the structure and the infrastructure of the powers that be. There's going to be heaven on earth. It's going to be an amusement park on earth, but first we're going to go through that destruction. That's why the system is going through flux or influx within itself. The infrastructures and the powers that be are crumbling from the inside out. They're dissolving. We're going through Pluto and Aquarius. For 20 years, the government is being destroyed from the inside out because it's corrupt, because it's biased, it's too controlling. It's a dictatorship. It's not for the people. It's not we the people. And Chief is going to be the greatest chief. The chief is the leader. Remember, in the Willie Lynch doctrine, they took the alpha male of the group, the chief, the most intelligent, and they tried to make an example out of him. They tied his limbs to two horses and set the horses on fire and beat that man until the horses split him apart. That was a crucifixion, a public crucifixion in front of the masses. They tried to crucify God, but you can't crucify God. This is God's dream. For you to crucify God will be for you not to exist in God's dream. So understand. 3 is free, 3 is innocent, man. The question is, what y'all gonna do when he come home? The question is, what y'all got to say when he come home? You keep talking about abuse, but you're not talking about the people that's abusing you. You're not talking about the system that's abusing you. The system that's abusing your children. You're not talking about that, though. You're not talking about the system that's making you go do something that you don't want to do day in and day out for you to get sustenance, food, or information for you to survive or thrive in the system. You're being abused psychologically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all at once, simultaneously. You don't even know it. And the very person that came to save you, you can't recognize because you're so embedded in your self-hate that you can't see truth. But it's okay. We hold space for the waking dream reflection. I love myself. And this is why we come up here and we spread the message. And we want to come over here and let y'all know that Chief is innocent. Imagine how much confidence, how much faith that Chief's exoneration is going to give black people. What? He overcame death. He overcame a life sentence. They gave him life. He ain't take no plea deal. He stood on that shit, and that's what it was. He told them people that he was gonna be out and that he wasn't mad, that he forgave them. What? That's righteous. That's honorable. How much esteem, how much self-esteem is that gonna give to the other cells in the body that's supposed to stand up for truth? That's supposed to stand up for the planet. That's what we should be looking at, man. That's what we should be looking at. That's what we should be talking about. Hey, we are royal. We are royal beings. What do you mean? We are royalty. And that's why we handle situations with royalty and with elegance. You seen Chief handle that whole situation with elegance, with class, as royalty. The fucking judge was scared to talk to him. She knew that he was the authority. She had no jurisdiction over him. She knew, the bailiff knew, the jury knew, the prosecutor knew, the whole team knew. Nigga, they knew that Chief was the authority in the courtroom, and they was playing reverse roles as if they were the authority. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play in my face. We know what time it is. The guys in the building, man. 3 is free.